Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Salty Stock Skipper Show in the morning. We are talking stocks, seeing what's going on in the market, what happened yesterday, what's going on today, and what is going to happen in our future. So, let's get the elephant in the room. Clearly, I'm wearing a Make America Great hat. It's because I have decided who I'm voting for, and that will be Donald Trump in this year's election. I have gone back and forth a couple times in my years of life in voting for different candidates, and in this case, between the two candidates, Trump's my man. Trump's going to be the one that's going to take it anyway, I believe. So, but he also is the one that's going to support our country the best, is from what I've gathered from everything. So, all right, so let's continue on from there. Let's look at what we got going on. So, if you haven't noticed already, also my screen's a little bit adjusted. It looks a little busy, but as we zoom in here, you'll see kind of what everything is. I adjusted some things around so we can kind of see a little more action, a little more activity, but also get a clearer picture of everything that's going on. So let's see. Start off, I got DQ up here on the board. DQ was a gapper last night, and we gapped up, let's see, from around the 21 range up to the 25 range. So it's not quite a micro cap or a OTC, so a penny stock. I'm not sure what it was before. Maybe it was, but it just broke it. Nope, it's actually been coming back up. Had some highs all the way up in the 30 for the past year. So maybe this is the time that we look at going long on it. Who knows? Let's see what else we got. Let's zoom in here. We got some news going on. Earnings call before the market opens on the 30th. Let's see, earnings before market opens. Yep. So on the 30th, they're going to have their quarterly report, and then of their earnings, and then we'll see kind of where they are after that. But for right now, they jumped up, and see, they're slightly retracing a little bit right here on the day from yesterday. But we'll see if that continues from the previous, or if it continues to jump up and run higher today. So, especially with this gap up. Next one on the list, Tesla. Tesla was hot yesterday, went up 21%. I jumped in on accident and took a little bit from Tesla myself. But overall yesterday, it wasn't a very good trading day. Got in early on and took about 250 share position, which with Tesla is being $206 or $250 something dollars or $30 something dollars at the time. Actually, it was like 41 or something like that. It was nuts. I actually didn't think I was on Tesla. I thought I was on a different stock at the time, and took 250 shares of Tesla. I held it for about 3 seconds, and in that 3 seconds, I made $57. So that's the cautionary thing. Now, if I would have held that all day, I would have been retired. So that would have been nice. So no, not quite. I would have been up significantly in the account, but there's no saying whether it's going to continue that momentum for the day or if it's going to drop back down. So let's look at the next one, for example. Let's see. For the next one, let's zoom in here because this is very busy. Let me get some of this off of the screen really quick, just temporarily. We're going to take some of these notifications off and turn that off. Turn those buy and sell notifications. Now we can really see it. You can see that every single time we come up to the Bollinger Bands to try to have a breakout, it would fail and flop. This is SMR. Which is on the list today. Did have this little gap or movement upward momentum today, but if the process continues, every single time it got to the Bollinger Band, it would drop back down. It only crossed it in a few spots, but it didn't stay above it very long. It did ride up along this one here pretty good. So you're always looking for the up. Did it get above? Did it get below? Or did it go below and then get above? So that's kind of what you're looking for when you're considering, well, is this going to be a continuation play or not? So like here, this was a cock, but it didn't come back up right away. And then, let's see. Yeah, there wasn't really too many cocks, which is candle over candle, right at the Bollinger Band. That's what we're looking for play. And so, but overall, I mean, you do have upward momentum here. You do have a channel kind of going on here. So we'll take this one for example and just kind of go like that. That's your channel movement overall. And so you're right at the top right now. There's some expectation that you could potentially come back down again, and then maybe look at doing a long on it. So down here is your 10-second chart, so you can just kind of see what's happening even in the pre-market, because doing 10 seconds allows you to see even in the pre-market a little bit more, just because of how slow the pre-market can sometimes be. Going on to the next one, we have Xpon. Xpon is jumping up here and then drop down, retraced it a little bit. Let's look at it for the past couple of days, 5 minute, 5 days. Excuse me. Had a high of 609. Didn't come up to it, but we do have some trend lines that are showing to the up. So if we draw a channel here off of the 5 minute, maybe off of this low point, you can kind of see that we're at the bottom of that channel potential, so there might be a chance for a continuation play there. We'll go back to the 1 minute, see what the 1 minute is showing. Same thing, we're riding that channel bottom right now. So if the market was open, I'd be looking at, okay, well, where's a potential entry on this one, this Xpon? So is there a chance it's going to continue, or are we going to continue to ride below the channel and continue to go lower? Right now we're in the lower half, kind of the lower half section of the Bollinger Band, and so there's a high potential of further sell-off. You had a sell-off indication on the all the indicators here. You almost had two more right here. So you can say this was the huge sell-off position, and then it's kind of started weakening, a little weakening more. But I mean, you had even more green candles here, but it's still in a sell-off position. So there's a chance that it could continue to go south. So just be cautious and wait to get confirmation for the backup. Let's see what's on the next one here. Let's see, 5 would be LI. LI Auto jumped up from 27.47 to 28.59 and has been riding 28.59 ever since the open at 4 o'clock. Hasn't really gone up, hasn't really gone down. Hasn't been much change. So if we look at 5 minute, 5 days, it has been riding up for the past couple of days with some big rejections here in some regard. This was I mean, if each of these candles are 5 minutes, that's a half hour to a 35 minute, 40 minute drop. So, and it goes below volume weighted average as well. So we are above the VWAP right now, and we are above all the other trend lines except for this, the Bollinger Band. We're up in the upper part. We haven't touched it yet, so we're getting close. But overall, if you look down here at your volume candles, it's kind of hard to see. There's very little volume going in. Everything's kind of mixed signals right now between being red completely, or a negative trend, reversal trend potential. So, and that's what the yellow sections mean. Now this is your a good solid candle, solid exponential. This would be an exponential entry for the to the down. So that's what we're looking for, and that's what the buy and the sell signals are actually indicating as well when we have them active. So let's see, what do we got? Next one. Next one is number 6. We got LYEL, Lyle, Immunopharma. Okay, there you go. Had to jump up to $1.70. It's back down to $1.29, between $1.29 and $1.19 range. We'll do a channel on this one. Pull it from the bottom of this low, and you can see it's regressing. I was gonna say regurgitating, but it's regressing back down to the lower lows. You have a kind of a wedge going on here, so there is a potential for it to pop back up. But you're already in the upper part of the channel, so expectations is that this would probably fall down a little bit further given the trend direction. So I'm gonna switch this over. That's a little too busy for me to be able to talk. So, all right. So that is LYEL. We look at the 5-day to 5-minute. I mean, clearly riding the dollar range for quite some time. Popped up on, let's see, some news from the other day. Nothing significant. Let's see. Strong Q3 results. That's about it. So we'll see what happens with it. Keep an eye on it. But right now it's in a downward move. So, and then yeah, there's nothing really going on the 10-second as well, other than it is above volume weighted price average. Your awesome oscillators in the downward movement as well. A lot of sell-off candles here, though. When the green's outdoing the red, like this one, that means there's more buys than sells. I mean, you can barely see the red down there. That's how many sales were going on. But this one, obviously, there was a lot more sales than buys. This one, you can really see it. There's a lot more sales than buys. So this is what we're looking for. We don't like this stuff. So, all right. Going on to the next one, number 7. LILM is moving a lot recently. I put it on my watch list before 6:30, and it just happened to be at 6:30. It's running up. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. Where do I have that? Number 7. Oh, shoot. Really kind of taken off here. It had a previous high, and we're about to break it already. So the 4 o'clock traders are going nuts. But this is a penny stock, so it's not something I'm going to be playing. So I will probably be dropping it from my list, but it's just an honorable mention given the current movements that's going on. News on it. It's an Asia stock, so I don't know much more about it other than it was an honorable mention on the Q3 result. So going on to the next one. Safe and Green Holding. Was down in just barely below the dollar mark, 99 cents, and now is jumped up to $2.99. Has been retracing ever since. Now this channel is probably going to be kind of flat, I would think, just because of the high and the low is about equal. Yeah, it's pretty flat. So you're looking. There's your channel line. Actually, I want to be able to change the color of that. See if we can maybe make it change the color to like yellow or something, just so you can really see it. So there's the one color, but we got to do the other two. Color and color. So there's your channel. Very clearly it is slightly a rise, but also a little flat. We're coming down in the lower portion of the channel, but we are also at the bottom of the Bollinger Band. So you got to be careful of that for a continuation of downward movement here. And you just had a red signal on all your indicators that popped up here, and then you have a red candle forming on the volume as well. So higher probability this is going to go down. I mean, you did have a good amount of green buys here, so you did have some buying pressure, but there's still probability of downward movement given the previous candles before that were red, and this one is still looks like a higher volume red as well. So keep an eye on that. This is SGBX, Safe and Garden Holding. All right. Next on the list, and the last one, is FFIE. It was on the Charles Schwab used news pre-market mover. Had a good jump up here. It came up from the $2 range all the way up to $2.79. And now it is kind of consolidating here. Your channel is going to be an upward move channel just because of the ranges. And so you do have potential for upward movement. I'd be watching this one because you're right kind of mid, it looks like you're mid-center of the Bollinger Band, but you're also you're also at the bottom of the channel itself for potential continuation, and you're above volume weighted price average, and you have a trend line here going up, trend line here going up. So this would be a good watch for me. I'm going to keep an eye on it. We're in the bottom portion of the channel. We're right break even on the Bollinger Band. But we're about to hit this trend line here. So if we hit this trend line and continue and we have continuation, we're probably going to have a continuation up into the upper part of the Bollinger Band. Hopefully the Bollinger Band will switch up to a bull trend, and we have some continuation play. So that might be a good watch on at 7 o'clock. So that's number 9 for me. So I got to keep an eye on it down here, and just kind of mark it out here. So, and what I have on my left side is I have one of my screens in portrait position, and I have all eight of, since you get 1 through 9 here. Obviously, 1's going to be usually the one you're playing off of, which you're doing all your trades off of. But then all the other ones is another 8 stocks. So this way I can watch all of these stocks all at the same time, which are all potential market movers. And I can try to get in and not miss a move because I wasn't watching this stock versus another stock. So I noticed yesterday I was missing entry opportunities, especially in the pre-market, just because I wasn't able to see all of them. And so I want to make sure that I'm able to see the stocks that I'm tracking at all times. And that way I can make sure to jump on over. I sometimes forget to put in alerts, and that's my fault. But, if I don't have an alert and I don't have a way to see it, I'm not going to see it until I go back to it, and I'm going to miss the move. That's just how it is. Now, I don't get FOMO and don't try to chase the move, so, fear of missing out. You try not to do that. Try to stay disciplined and realize that you just missed the move. Move on. So, just adjusting these. What I'm doing off to the side here is I'm adjusting the trends of or the colors of the channels. Just want to make sure I can clearly see them on the other screen as well. So there's that channel. We're still at the bottom of this Bollinger Band here, watching it, and then sometimes you do have to just kind of extend it out a little bit, and it'll automatically adjust. But now you can really see that we're below the Bollinger Band. So, or not below the Bollinger Band, but we're below the trend channel. So it's not where you want to be if you're trying to go for a bull run. So, all right. Anything else? Honorable mentions. Okay. Now horrible mentions. I had some pretty horrible trades yesterday. Kind of sad because my setup, I had some things not working correctly, and then I also had identified this morning I had one of my indicators switch to shorting versus going long, which can seriously impact your buy and sell entry and exit points. And so that's what happened yesterday. And this is a stock here. This let me go back to one here. I'll have to remember to do that. TVGN took me for a ride yesterday, and partially my fault because I was playing the pre-market. I saw an upward move, and I thought this was going to be continuation. I got flushed out here. I tried to see if, we're back up. Maybe we'll have a continuation here. We went above the Bollinger Band just for a second, and then it flushed out again, and then it just continued to flush all day. So that was like a $130 trade, and so in the pre-market, and so that was it. That was all it took. So, all right, well, we're gonna wrap things up. hopefully you have a good trading day today. Watch the news, see if there's anything that's newsworthy that might be a catalyst for something to move. And don't forget to register to vote. You may not be voting for Trump. That's fine. You can vote for whoever you want. That it's the part of the right of the people, right? That's how it's supposed to be. But at least participate, get out and register, and go vote. It's your right, and it's a privilege to do so. So, and we'll see what happens. I think next week is the election, if I'm not mistaken, that quickly. So, but I keep getting told. I mean, everything I keep seeing from the news and everything, I keep saying it's a close race. I don't think it's as close as the news is really kind of laying it out there to be. I think Trump has a pretty good significant lead, more so than what's being put on. I think the news are just doing it as hype, but we'll just kind of have to wait and see if they were accurate or not. So, all right, that's all we got for today. Appreciate you guys for checking out the podcast and broadcast here. Well, not really podcast, but broadcast here. And we'll see you next time. All right, have a wonderful day.